One of the first questions I get about home exchange is, how do I keep my stuff safe when strangers are staying in my home? Great question, but here's what most people don't realize. Home swapping is completely different than renting to strangers, and it's actually safer than leaving your home empty for 2 weeks while you're off on vacation. Let me show you the simple security steps that I take before every single exchange so you can leave with total peace of mind. By the way, I'm Kristen and I share honest stories about traveling through home exchange, so make sure you hit subscribe and let's get into it.
So first of all, there are two categories of homes to swap. There are primary residences, which are just like they sound, the primary home that you live in. And then there are secondary homes, which for some people might be a family vacation home. And for others, it might be a place that you also rent out, like on Airbnb. In those cases, your home's probably already set up for guests. So we'll be focusing mostly on when you exchange your primary home or a secondary home that you leave your personal belongings in. So there might be a little bit of prep that's needed before you can exchange it with someone. So let's dive into the tips. First of all, before you even finalize an exchange with someone, you should definitely look at the reviews from their previous exchanges. They'll tell you a whole lot about their level of cleanliness, their communication, and potentially any problems that might have come up in the past. Also, Home Exchange has a verified member feature, which is basically just an extra layer of security. Verified members have basically just sent additional proof of identity or proof of address or residency into Home Exchange. Just one note about verifying: if you verify your home when you list it, you get an extra 200 bonus points just for verifying that, so it's totally worth it. Another tip: it might make you feel better to take inventory of your home, and you can do this really easily with a video walkthrough of each room before you leave. This is also really good for insurance purposes, just if you ever have a wildfire or whatever, that's a different story. You can also ask your guests to send you a video walkthrough after their stay. And this is really nice if you have a second home that you might not be back to anytime soon. It just kind of helps you confirm that there's not garbage rotting or dishes piled up in the sink. Another thought: secure anything personal and anything valuable. And this isn't necessarily because something might happen to them with a home exchanger. It's more because it's just a smart thing to do anytime you leave your home on vacation. Our primary home has 4 bedrooms, but we list it as a 3-bedroom home, and we make a note in the profile that we have a 4th bedroom that serves as an office that we keep locked. So before we leave, we put anything we don't want to leave out or anything valuable, anything personal in the office, and we lock it up. We do the same thing with the closet upstairs. Another good idea is just to let your neighbors know about your home exchange plans. Ask them to keep an eye on your property and make sure they have a way to reach you if they need to. You can also share their contact information, if they're comfortable with it, with your guests in case your guests have any trouble when they arrive that a neighbor might be able to help out with. Another thought: you can always install a security camera like a Ring camera. Just make sure if you do this that you let your guests know if and where any cameras might be. We have a Ring camera on our front door that we've had forever, and we have another one in our garage, really just because my husband's really protective of his garage. It's okay to set boundaries and to let guests know what you do and you don't want them to use. If your great-grandmother's china's on display but off limits, it's all good. If your husband's super protective of his motorcycle collection in the garage, just let your guests know ahead of time or leave a "don't touch" sticky note on them. Secure your digital devices. This is another great tip. Make sure you leave instructions for things like the television, but you should probably log out of any personal accounts. Make sure that any digital devices that are off limits are password protected ahead of time. I can tell you overall, most members on Home Exchange, and definitely any members that I've ever experienced, are really trustworthy people. After all, they're not just coming to your home, they're also inviting you and other people into their home as well. And Home Exchange makes it really clear that they're about the people, not about the money. Their focus is on creating a global community of people who love to travel and who care about other people and care about the planet. So they've totally got your back. Finally, along those lines, Home Exchange offers certain protection guarantees to its members in the unlikely case of damage to your home or your property. They have really great customer service.
So while it may feel a little strange having strangers in your home at first, if you follow these steps and you trust your instincts during communication, it often ends up feeling safer than leaving your home completely empty and obviously vacant while you're traveling. I can tell you in all of my years with HomeExchange, I've never had a problem with guests in my home. The community's built on mutual respect because everyone's opening their home to other people too. If you have other security tips I didn't cover, make sure you drop them in the comments below. Same goes for any questions you might have. I would be happy to answer anything. Ready to try HomeExchange? Make sure you head over to HomeExchange.com to set up your profile and start exploring. And please subscribe, it would mean a whole lot to me, and you'll keep getting honest HomeExchange tips and inspiration every single week. Ciao for now.